Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have the Eid al-Fitr celebrates with joy and gladness in Djibouti. For the international scene, Africa's first mRNA vaccine center inaugurated in South Africa. Welcome to our newsroom. The President takes part in the Eid al-Fitr prayer following the example of the Muslim countries around the world. The Republic of Djibouti celebrates this morning Friday the Eid al-Fitr, crowning the blessed month of Ramadan. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, participated early this morning in the presence of the member of government, elected officials, civil and military and religious figures of the countries, as well as thousands of Djiboutian citizens dressed in new clothes in accordance with traditions gathered to take part in the great collective prayers of Eid al-Fitr at the File Auled, located at the Plateau de Serpent in the township of Rastika. This communion reigned on all the other places of collective prayers of the capital and the regions of interior, which are taken by storm by faithful, happy to participate in this great event, marking the end of Ramadan, which is synonymous with the sharing, generosity, and gatherings. Upon his arrival, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, was warmly welcomed by the Prime Minister, Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, the Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf, Momin Hassan Barre.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
As usual, after the Eid al-Fitr prayer, the Imam emphasized in his preaching that Eid al-Fitr was an opportunity for reconciliations in the Muslim society. He also recalled the faithful to rejoice and exaltations on this day when Allah Almighty rewards the believers for their fasting through the blessed month of Ramadan. The Imam urged the faithful to continue in good deed and strengthen the bonds of solidarity and coherence between members of society. At the end of the prayer, the President received the wishes of the faithful who performed the Eid prayer.
للصائم فرحتان إذا أفطر فرح بفطره وإذا لقي ربه عز وجل فرح بصومه فهو يوم الجائزة العاجلة وكلنا أمل في إكرام الله عز وجل لنا بالفرحة الآجلة يوم القيامة حيث يقول نبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم الصيام والقرآن يشفعان للعبد يوم القيامة يقول الصيام أي رب منعته الطعام والشهوات بالنهار فشفعني فيه ويقول القرآن منعته النوم بالليل فشفعني فيه قال صلى الله عليه وسلم فيشفعان الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولله الحمد. أخرج أبو داود في سننه من حديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال صلى الله عليه وسلم قد اجتمع في يومكم هذا عيدان فمن شاء أجزأه من الجمعة وإنا مجمعون. وهذا كان رخصة لأهل العوالي والذين يسكنون خارج المدينة لأنه يشق عليهم البقاء حتى الجمعة كما يشق عليهم الرجوع مرة أخرى للجمعة فرخص لهم أن يصلوها ظهراً في بيوتهم وهذه الرخصة للجميع إلا أن صلاة الجمعة أفضل. هذا وصلوا وسلموا على من أمركم الله بالصلاة والسلام عليه امتثالا لقوله سبحانه إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات اللهم فرج هم المهمومين من المسلمين ونفس كرب المكروبين واقض الدين عن المدينين واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين اللهم تقبل منا الصيام وتقبل منا القيام وتقبل منا الصدقات وتقبل منا الطاعات وسائر الأعمال كما تحب وترضى برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اجعل بلدنا هذا أمناً أماناً سخاء رخاء وسائر بلاد المسلمين اللهم وفق ولي أمرنا لما تحبه وترضاه وخذ بناصيته إلى الرشاد وأصلح به العباد والبلاد برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار
The Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf Momin Hassan Barre to express these wishes of Eid al-Fitr to all the population of Djibouti and wish them health and happiness as well as more progress, prosperity and fulfillment to the Djiboutian people. He stressed that, this Eid al-Fitr coincides with the feast of Friday, which is a sacred day. I wish, he concluded these words, I wish success and more welfare, prosperity to our country. The exchanges of greetings between the President of the Republic and his Muslim counterpart on the occasions of Eid al-Fitr, messages of good wishes from Muslim head of state and government wishing the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, health and happiness on the occasions of Eid al-Fitr, as well as more well-being, progress and prosperity for the Djiboutian people. Continue to pour in these days of presidency of the Republic. Some of the Muslim leaders who sent messages of good wishes to the head of state expressed hope for a greater affirmations of the continuous development characterizing the Republic of Djibouti under the political leadership of President Guelleh. Other leaders praised Djibouti's role as an efficient intermediary in the region's exchange process with the world's other economic and commercial order. Several of these messages also pay tribute to the Republic of Djibouti on the principle of welcome and hospitality that it provides to populations fleeing conflicts numerous in this part of the world. For his part, on the occasions of Eid al-Fitr, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, sent similar messages to his Muslim counterpart. In these telegrams, the head of state wished each of them success and achievement and more development and fulfillment to their respective peoples. President Guelleh also used these messages to express his hope for greater peaceful coexistence between the Muslim community and the other cultural and religious components of the world. May God accept our prayer for an evolution of mentality where the distinct society of the world apprehend more differences as true sources of richness and complementarity, he implored. The telephone conversation between the President of the Republic and the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, received this Friday afternoon a phone call from the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, His Excellency Rishi Sunak. the bilateral relations as well as the ways and means to promote and further develop them were discussed during this meeting. The discussions were then extended to the issues on the agenda in the regions, including the situations in Sudan, the scene of a week of fratricidal war between the main armed forces of this country. It should be noted that President Gelle is a member of a group of IGAD head of state mandated to mediate between the two main protagonists in the Sudanese crisis. The mission of good offices of the President of the Republic in the current crisis in Sudan is in line with the continuous process of arbitrations and pacifications of the Republic of Djibouti in dispute, litigations and political conflict erupting in this part of the world. It should be noted that Djibouti, a country known worldwide for its exceptional stability in the region, has been used since today as a platform to receive and secure friendly countries repatriating on a special flight their national cause and strengthen in the stronghold of the war in Sudan. The telephone summit between President Gelle and Prime Minister Rishi Sunak followed a similar communication earlier on Friday between Djibouti and UK Foreign Ministers Mahmoud Ali Yusuf and James Cleverly. The messages of congratulations from the President of the Republic to his re-elected counterpart of Cuba. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, wished success and achievement to his counterpart of Cuba, Mr. Miguel Diaz-Canel, re-elected Wednesday to the Supreme Magistracy of his country. The almost plebiscitary score that has disposed to your re-election is in the perfect illustrations of the massive adhesions of your compatriot around your political leadership, wrote President Guelleh in a telegram of congratulations addressed to Mr. Miguel Diaz-Canel. There is no doubt that we will be able to turn the renewal of confidence you have just received into the dynamic that will allow you to continue your constant effort for the well-being of your people and the development of your countries, the head of state noted in the same document. We are delighted with this ever-growing ties of friendship and cooperation between our two nations, said the Djiboutian president, who reiterated to his Cuban counterpart the readiness of the people and government of Djibouti to always work to strengthen these already privileged ties. President Guelleh closed his message by renewing his warm congratulations to Mr. Miguel Diaz-Canel. And the Eid al-Fitr prayers in the commune of Boulaouz, the Republic of Djibouti, celebrates like the Muslims were in joy and gladness this Friday, April 21, 2023, the first day of the Eid al-Fitr crowning the blessed month of Ramadan. It is dressed in new clothes that Djiboutians have earlier this morning stormed the spaces arranged for collective prayer, the first rite marking the commemorations of the festive event. Thus, thousands of men, women, and youth of the commune of Boulaouz headed to the file in front of the Guled Stadium for a collective prayer, and thus give the full measure of the unanimous attachment of Djiboutians to live always the Eid as a major rite of reigning and sharing and family and national solidarity.
الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى سمع الله لمن حمده الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Once the collective prayer finishes, the Imam preaches the importance of the day of Eid al-Fitr and finishes the preaching by the invocations that all our youth prayers are accepted by the Almighty.
للسائم من اللغو والرفث وطعمة للمساكين ومما يسن هذا اليوم عباد الله الاغتسال له وتطيب له للرجال خاصة وللنساء أحسن ثياب مما يوافق شريعتنا القراء واللبس أحسن الثياب. أما المرأة فيشرع لها الخروج إلى مصلى العيد بدون تبرج. تقبل الله منا ومنكم صالح الأعمال كل عام وأنتم بخير. إلهي هاي نجا أقبلوا نارت الله نجا حريو ليلة القدر كوي كفايدة الله نجا دقو ما أنت وحن إلهي كبر يا عدي وصونك كأقبلي إيه نارت كحريي إيه ليلة القدر قدر كان وافجيي إنه ما أنت إنه قدام بدافع أنت ناجوكته دنبيك يجا إله وداف كي هور إله وداف كي دنب إله وداف كانوا كسل إله ونوداف كانوا كسد إله ونقداف كي يرى إله ونقداف كوين إله ونقداف إذا أدوج عشاء ما أنت هل كان لجوكته دراد يوجيك إله ونقدام بداف.
The collective prayer of Balbala, following the example of the Muslim world, the inhabitant of the commune of Balbala celebrates and enjoy this Friday, the first day of Eid al-Fitr, which marks the end of the blessed month of Ramadan. Thus, thousands of men, women, and youth dressed in new clothes of the town of Balbala headed to the fire opposite in the fire of the city Sheikh Usman for a collective prayers, and thus give the full measures of the unanimous attachment of Djiboutians to always live the Eid as a major rite of reign and sharing and family and national solidarity.
العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
After the collective prayer finished, the Imam preached the importance of these days of Eid al-Fitr and the rite, which it is necessary to devote and finish it, thus the prayers by the dua for all the world.
يتقاتل أهلها اللهم هدئها يا رب العالمين. اللهم خمد نيرانها. اللهم ألف بين قلوبهم وأصلح ذات بينهم يا رب العالمين. واجعل اللهم ربنا بلادنا هذا آمنا مطمئنا وسائر بلاد المسلمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم آمنا في أوطاننا. اللهم آمنا في أوطاننا واجعل بلادنا هذا آمنا مطمئنا وسائر بلاد المسلمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح لنا رجالنا ونساءنا. اللهم أصلح لنا شبابنا وشيوخنا. اللهم أصلح لنا يا رب العالمين أولادنا وأطفالنا وذرياتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح لنا علماءنا وقادتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح لنا قادة هذا البلد اللهم أرهم الحق حقا وارزقهم اتباعه وأرهم الباطل باطلا وارزقهم اجتنابه يا رب العالمين. آمين آمين آمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Last night, before Eid al-Fitr 2023, the frenzy of shoppings on the occasions of Eid al-Fitr was palpable in the commercial center of and the Mahmoud Harbi Square. A huge crowd stormed the shop selling clothes and accessories to celebrate one of the main religious holidays in a joyful and cheerful way. A huge crowd took over the shop selling and the Mahmoud Harbi Square and the street of the commercial district were crowded, as you can see on these pictures of these covers. On these images of families made the displacement of all the districts of the capital and the great capitals and the big suburb of Balbala and ever from the interior regions to buy articles from the occasions of Eid al-Fitr, a festival that also consecrated the end of the blessed month of Ramadan. The scene is part of the scenery on the eve of the Eid al-Fitr, like last night, and families surrounded by their offspring, haggling over prices, and who made the trips to buy took the way until 2 o'clock in the morning. The streets of the city centers were black of people, and to facilitate the circulation, the families who had to return, the families who shoppings were forced to move to the families who back homes, and all these preparations and purchases, all the were intended for the ceremony of the Eid al-Fitr 2023, which was celebrated in joy and gladness in the whole countries as well as in the Muslim countries. Arthas region did not fail in its responsibility to proceed with the distribution of new clothes to orphans and children from the poorest families, from the families of the smallest regions income generating activity. The distribution operations took place in the headquarters of RPP annex of the city. The distribution in the presence of the Minister of Energy, Yunus Ali Gedi, the Prefect of the region, Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, as well as the Honorable Member of Parliament. In total, more than 100 orphaned children or children from the poorest families have benefited from this this year from these noble initiatives with the aim of allowing these children to live in joy and the feast of Eid al-Fitr as well as other children. The ceremony ended with the distributions of new clothes to the beneficiaries. The Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Djibouti to the Federal Republic and Democratic of Ethiopia, Permanent Representative to the African Unions and African Economic Commissioners Abdi Mahmoud Eibe signed on April 2023. On 20 April 2023, the African Charter on Statistics during a ceremony of the African Union Commissioners held in Addis Ababa. This charter was adopted during the 12th ordinary sessions of the African Union Commissioners held on February 4, 2009, and in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Thus, charters which constitute a legal instrument will regulate the statistical activities on the continent. It aims, among other things, to contribute to the strengthening of coordination of a statistical institution and their activity in Africa to serve as advocacy tools for the development of statistics and also serve as a reference for the exercises of the professions of African statistician. The ceremony was attended by the African Union legal advisor Guy Fleury Ouattari and the Djiboutian side by the first advisors of the embassy, Mr. Musa Jama Ali. For the international scene, South Africa, Africa's first mRNA vaccine center inaugurated. Africa has its first mRNA vaccine production center. It is installed in the South Africa city of Cape Town. It is an answer to the thorny issues of equity and inclusion in vaccines raised during health crisis. As the continent sought unsuccessfully to vaccinate its population against COVID-19, but that was before the technology transfer, which was welcomed by the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization considers the mRNA technology transfer program to be extremely promising. It's not only for improving access to vaccines against COVID-19, but also for other diseases, including HIV, tuberculosis, and other diseases affecting low and middle income affecting countries for which vaccines are not available and are insufficient for vaccines, said Tedros Adhanom, World Health Organization General Director. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.